Hey guys, welcome back. I'm going to do a quick preview of the Saturday's game between South Africa and Argentina. I think there's a lot that has been said over the last couple of weeks. The Boks are going to look for obviously a bounce back from their loss against the All Blacks. They're going to look for a much better, improved performance. They're going to be looking for players to set a marker, and I think the fact that you can say that my colleague Gavin Rich said it this morning, that you can't really tell the difference between the Bok A and B team anymore, and I think that's very correct. His point is very valid, and it was Eddie Jones's point as well, when he got all sort of upset about the smart ass remark. But I think the Boks have done wonders in sort of creating depth in their team as well, and they've really looked like a team that's on the rise there, and there's a lot of good players coming through. So there's a lot to look out for in Saturday's game, and while Argentina are going to pose a great challenge for this team, history has shown they're not very good on the high veld and they're not very good at Ellis Park. So I think their only victory was there in 1965 against the junior Springboks. So looking at it, everything favours the Springboks. But what will be interesting to watch will be the way the Boks sort of gel. I mean, there's a halfback combination there that really is exciting. Grant Williams is speed and is sort of the future of the Bok team. Manie the Bok has played himself into the team and deserves another chance. He's a guy who can really get a backline going. And there's so much expected from this backline as well, because if you look at Kurt the Arendse and Chesn Colby, the two scrum caps at the back with Willie Leroux, there's definitely a hope and a sense that if they do click and they do get going, they'll be exceptional in attack. But how well Argentina are going to let them attack is going to be interesting. I can see them trying to field a lot of high balls. It's a big test for this backline, but if it comes through and if it works, it'll give the Boks, tick another box for them, and it'll give them something else to play with at the World Cup, which can really be valuable for them going. A lot has been made about the midfield combination, Damien de Lende and Jesse Kriel, and I think a lot of people don't seem to understand that Damien de Lende and Andre Esthuizen are in the same sort of bracket in the Springbok mindset when it comes to being they need them as a big ball carrier at 12. I know some people are questioning Jesse Kriel, but there is no backup for 13, and Andre Esthuizen is primarily at 12. I think he's a hell of a good player. They're all hell of a good players, but at the end of the day, the Boks have to look what fits into their sort of puzzle, so to speak. They have their first choice team in their minds, but when it comes to backup players, they look for players to do a certain role and to fulfill certain aspects. And Jesse's a great squad man. He's a guy who defends exceptionally well at 13. There is no other backup for 13. There's been Kanan Moody's been mooted for 13 as well. But the guys who aren't in the squad, the Ruan Nels of this world, they probably feel like they could have made an impact, and I think there would have been an argument for them. But given what's in the current squad, Jesse's got a big role to fill, and the Boks will be keenly watching how he goes with Damon. They, of course, have played several times together in the past, and Jesse's the type of guy who's always willing and always ready to move into the midfield. So that'll be interesting to watch. As I said, the halfbacks are huge to watch. I think we all want to see what they do on Saturday and how they handle the pressure that's definitely going to come their way. If I was Argentina, that's the place I'd put the pressure on that and on the wingers with the aerial battle. Up front, the Boks don't have to stand back for anybody. They've got a front row there that's world class, that's beaten everything that's come before them before. And I think there's something for Steven Kitshoff and Francois Malherbe to prove for themselves again, given the fact that they gave away a couple of soft penalties in the last game against the All Blacks. I think there's a mindset that they want to put that right. Malcolm Marx has been exceptional when he started. He's only started 7 times in 28 tests, but I think he's a lot of people's favourite and looking forward to what he can bring. Marvin Orie will be watched because the lock positions haven't been sewn up. Eben Etzebeth will be looking for a much better performance than the 2 Tygerberg high school locks. But Marvin, I think that's the one area that the Boks will be watching, and just see how he does against Argentina. Loose trio, I think Dwayne and Peter Steff are definitely there. They're going to looking for permanent spots in that starting lineup. While Marco van Staan has been the find of this short international season so far, so it'll be interesting to see what he does. Of course, in terms of Marco's performance at Loftus was exceptional. He really put his hand up and really made a claim for a World Cup squad. Will it be grid failure for Argentina at Ellis Park? That's going to be something that will be very interesting to see as well. Overall, I think the Boks probably are going to do better than a lot of people expect. I think this is a team that, if it clicks, I think that's what we're all hoping for. Can be something exciting, something special, and something to really make the rest of the world stand up and take notice. But saying that, Argentina no slouches. They've won away from home, in Australia and New Zealand. They won last week in Australia. I think the travel factor might get to them a little bit, but yeah, they're a good team. They have got a strong pack, and it doesn't take much for them. If they win a couple of those aerial battles, they can put the Boks under real pressure. Still, I think Checo will probably have a couple of things up his sleeve as well. But I think at the end of the day, if you're going to look for a result, your money would be on the Boks. And I'm not going to go wager to go as big as some people have said, but I think the Boks will have a solid win. So that's my prediction. Let me know what yours is below, and subscribe if you haven't already, and look out for our podcast, the MDL Sunday Times Rugby Writer and I do a podcast every Thursday at 9 a.m. talking rugby and wine, and that's available on all the major platforms as well as iona.fm. We'll chat to you soon, and thanks for watching.